Call our meeting back to order. Next item on the agenda for this evening is a public hearing on the amendment to the solid waste ordinance of Wythe County. This is a public hearing on redoing the ordinance where we can charge for trash disposal. The public hearing, I'll open up for public comment in just a minute. This is not a question and answer session. This is just to hear the citizens' comment of the county. When you come up, please introduce yourself and your name and your address. And if you're speaking for organization, you'll have 5 minutes. If you're speaking for individual, you'll have 3 minutes. We will open the hearing up for public comment. Mr. Hall called the names out for the people that signed up on the list. Did anybody else want to sign up on the list and speak tonight?
Can I ask one question before anybody gets up to talk?
Yes.
When do you have answering session? When somebody can ask you a question to a specific person and get an answer? When does that happen?
Ma'am, you can call them on your phone. I mean, you can call anybody, any one of us, and ask us any question on the phone.
No, that's what I asked. When we come to a hearing, either a hearing on the water or the trash, or the, whatever hearing it is, or the board of supervisors meeting, why do y'all not ever answer questions? Because people come, they want to hear from you all.
Well, the public hearings is set forth in our rules of procedure just to hear the comments. If we get up here and we start arguing back and forth or answer questions, we want to hear your comments. You can come. We have our meetings are scheduled. If you want to come and when it's not a public hearing and ask us, we do answer questions in our regular meetings during citizens' time. If you want to ask us a question then, we will be happy to answer your question.
Okay. But do you not feel that it would really benefit the education of Wythe County citizens if you would let somebody come up for their 3 minutes and ask you a question and you talk to us about these problems, these issues? Take turns. It doesn't matter whose division we're in. It would really help everybody to understand what's going on. Because sometimes you can't be reached. I mean, sometimes people call and it's, I'll call you back or whatever, but that's in the past. But what I'm asking is, why don't you do that once in a while? It's on a hearing, when it's today about the trash collection fee, people have legitimate questions they'd like to ask, and we go home and we don't know anything better than what we did. Then you all have your next meeting and you decide to ask what you want to do.
I'm going to leave it up to the board members. Y'all want to take questions tonight?
Well, you mind if I think, Ms. Copenhaver, I think what we do is we listen to feedback, and then in future meetings, we'll bring it up. I mean, typically, we could vote on an issue right after the public hearing. Typically, that's not what we do. I think if it's a question that we can answer, I don't have a problem answering it. If it's something, a point that's brought up by the citizens that we haven't thought about or that we can answer, I think it's good for us to take that down and then to reconsider, to consider that in future meetings. And so that's my opinion.
Does any other member have a? If not, for tonight, and we'll have to look at our rules and procedures, and maybe we do need to change them. But for tonight, this is for public comment only at the public hearing. And I'll open it up for public comment now. Mr. Hall, you call the first speaker.
All right, I will we'll call your name. Chairman Reeves has already gone over. If you are representing an organization, please identify yourself when you come to the podium. And I'll provide the time left here so that you can kind of gauge your 3 minutes. Our first speaker that signed up is Mr. Robert Nunn. And if you can, Mr. Nunn, if you can say your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Robert Nunn. I live at 116 Iron Ore Lane, Barron Springs, Virginia. I'm representing the people in Barron Springs area. We just had some people want to find out about, I know you done away with the county stickers and you put them on people's taxes. So other people out of different counties could bring their garbage up. I just live about 2 or 3 miles down the road there, and they could bring their garbage up and throw it in the green boxes. And so if you're going to charge people, you know, for this garbage, other people in different counties, you have no way of telling who's going to be dumping the garbage over in the Wythe County bins. And then another question, you know, if you're going to charge people $100 a year for the garbage, are you coming up to everybody's house, even out in the county, and pick up the garbage, or are you gonna, or we gotta still take it up to the green boxes? Or are we raising people's taxes, you know, which taxes has already been raised on the roads up there, the first thing. And the comedy's in such a bad shape anyhow, and here you wanna, you know, raise people's garbage, $100 for, you know, on the year. Is that for, like, each individual place? So if a person owns 4 or 5 places, so he's got to pay, like if you got 5 places, that's $500 on the year then. And that's to the person that actually owns the property. Is that correct?
The way it's written now.
Is this including the town of Wythe? Everything is going up on the garbage? And you know, they're going to put sewer lines in? Or is this for garbage only?
This is ordinances for trash only.
Trash only. And, you know, this is ridiculous, you know, people, you gotta take their garbage up there. And they've already done away with the county stickers. And the county stickers was for the people in Wythe County to take their garbage to the bins, you know. People could be out 10 miles down the road there over in Pulaski County or even Carroll County and bring their garbage up there and dump it in there, you know, and they're not gonna get a fee charge. So, how, you know, how are you planning on doing that? Nobody knows?
I will address that, but like I said,
Yeah.
this is not a question.
Yeah, I know what you're saying,
session.
yeah.
We're thinking about having some kind of permanent thing when you pay the fee for trash disposal. You'll have something that proves that you can dump in the boxes.
So otherwise, if you don't charge people $100 a year, you're gonna put it on their taxes also, you know, what it boils down to be. So, that's about all I have. Thanks.
Our next speaker is Chester Jarris.
I'm here to talk about trash. The only reason I heard this thing, I read it in the newspaper, and then I heard it again in the newspaper that you boys were going to go ahead and charge a fee. And then I said to myself, well, here we have 5 board of supervisors, and we only have one little meeting, and there's very few people here. So why are we not having a meeting in each district and all of the citizens invited for each district to talk to you guys? But I know you want to get this into the budget by the end of this month. And, but I think that's, you know, rather poor on your part is what I think. Why has not the Board of Supervisors have several meetings around the district concerning the charging a fee for trash pickup? And I'm sure there are several ideas out there concerning this matter. Why $100, $35, or $25 fee for trash charged to all residents in the county? How about a tax increase? I'd rather have a tax increase and pay it on my property tax. 2 cents, 3 cents. What are you charging now? 44 cents?
Our tax rate's 44.
All right, what's the difference? 47 cents? 48 cents? I think Gary brought that up in here. And 4 cents more or 3 cents more It's not going to hurt me, it's not going to hurt a lot of people here in the community. All right, if you charge a fee, who's going to enforce that each resident in this county pay his share? I've got 18 renters sitting on my property here in the town of Wythe, of which I own 7 mobile homes and an apartment house. And so who's going to be in charge of collecting that $100 from each one of those people that rent from me? And if that person moves out during the year, which I have a turnover, how am I going to collect that money from those people? Well, I'm going to have a rent increase. And you boys are going to be doing that. And besides a tax increase, I can deduct that off my income tax. Whereas if you charge me a fee, and you're going to charge $100 fee today, or 25 or 35, 2 years from now, what are you going to do? Oh, we need to raise it again. That's another $25 or $30 in there. So how will you collect it from the various renters in the county? Who's going to pay the property tax? The owner of the property. A tax increase is tax deductible, a fee is not. Is this your way of saying that you didn't want to raise taxes? Why the rush to put this budget in by June the 30th? Are you raising personal property tax? I don't see any indication of that. And that would be another way to go ahead and do it. And once you implement a fee, then a year from now, you're going to raise this fee, or 2 years or 3 years. So as an example, you started with the water at $11 a month. Now you're raising the water to $18. What's that, a year in there? And then another couple of years, it's going to be $25. Finally, if the county wants to fee us to death, then come pick up my trash at my home. Charge me a higher fee. I don't mind doing that. You want to charge me $300 a year? Come to my house, pick up my trash. I have to run to the dumpster all the time, and I'm sure all these people here have to run to the dumpster in there. The big question I have is who's going to enforce that every household in this county will pay a fee? I'm an ex-banker, and I was in charge of collections. And I've had a hell of a time collecting some money from a lot of poor people around here. So I'm just going to tell you, Joe Hill knows who I am in there. So I'm just going to tell you, it's awful hard. And you have a lot of people that's on a limited income in this county, and they can't hardly make it. They can't hardly pay $18 a month for water, never mind $100 at the end of the year.
Yes, sir.
I'm about done. Well, the only other thing I had to say was we could have like Roanoke did or Salem County, 1 cent increase on a food tax. That's what the town of Wythe has. It has a food tax in there. That's something that maybe you need to look at in the county, or charge all the restaurants in there. But there's other ways of collecting this. Thank you.
Thank you. Linda Pollard is our next speaker.
My name is Linda Pollard. I live at 538 Parsonage Avenue, Rural Retreat, Virginia, and I'm here representing my families. And the reason I'm here, as you could hear Mr. Jarvis say, you know, it's hard for people in the county to even pay their taxes. And here we're going up on the trash, which everything seems to be going very smoothly. But then here the supervisors come along and want to add another tax to the Wythe County citizens, or fee. And you know, finally, our Social Security and our retirement does not go up every year. We get an increase in Medicare. And what do? We end up with $2. So how do you expect us to continue to pay the fees that you all put up on the Wythe County citizens? Go out of, say, Wytheville, Rural Retreat areas, into your lower ends and other ends of the county, and look how some of them have to live. You know, they don't have the money to pay the fees to get their trash picked up or to take it to the dumpster to pay $100. So that's really something you should really think about, because as we get older, and we all will, Mr. Hall I've had, Gary's been a playmate, and so it's just really a shame to have to come down here and address, and sometimes they even get in arguments with you. And it's really a shame to have to do that when you're such close friends and good people. So think about that when you go to bed, about putting the $100. It's not only $100 on me, it's $200. Some people have 7 apartments, that's $700. So think of the money that is coming in to Wythe County. And what to use for, I really don't know. I'm sure you'll explain that one day to us. But I thank each and every one of you for listening to me. And think about that when you go to bed tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Marcel, and I hope I say this last name, Legary.
That's it.
All right.
That's it to the wall. Laguerre, Legre, Legard, Legou. My name is Marcel Laguerre. I live at 406 East Buck Avenue, and I'm here tonight to represent my wife. She's 84 and legally blind. She's on fixed income. She can't just go out and tax like she wants to. She's on fixed income, and she has to pay the taxes. And everything is going up. Gasoline is going up, food is going up, and contrary to what the government is saying, there's no inflation. There is, and we experience it. And I thank you very much.
Thank you.
Stephen Hampton is our next speaker.
Marcel spoke for me.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hampton. Stephen Crockett.
Stephen Crockett, 2650 Cripple Creek Road, Avenue. Should be Cripple Creek, but it's Avenue. I'm 5 minutes from Cripple Creek and 30 minutes from Avenue. Above me's Whipple and below me's Cripple Creek, and I'm in Avenue. But anyway, I have rental properties, somewhere between 40, 50 pieces. And I have renters. They can't hardly make it now. I'm in court just about weekly, throwing someone out because they can't pay. And one said pass it on to the renter. Well, the renters can't pay the rent now. In the wintertime, I have somewhere between 6 and 8 pieces of property empty all winter because they cannot pay their light bill and the rent and work at McDonald's. And when summer comes and the sun starts coming in, I start renting again. And then there it is. And you can't pass it on to those people. I mean, they work from payday to payday. My mother has worked all her life in a sewing factory. And she retired. And when she retired, on her Social Security, not disability, her Social Security, it was somewhere around $700 a month is what she ended up getting. And now she's up to about 800 or 900. I'm not really for sure, but it ain't 1,000 yet. And if I didn't furnish her car, she couldn't even drive. But now she takes care of all her other bills, but she damn sure can't pay $100 for trash. And I don't feel like, see, you're hurting the people that owns property. You're not hurting the people that live there, because, I mean, I'm going to have to pay it, and they're going to get to dump their trash. You need to figure out a way that everybody has to pay a fee, not just the property owners. Hell, it's going to come to a time that we're going to have to sell every damn thing and forget it, not try to have anything. Maybe y'all want to buy some rental properties. You sure? I mean, hell, I'll sell them now. But that's about all I got to say. But I mean, like this trash fella that takes the trash now, I think y'all made a big screw up right there. You pay him so much a year or a month or whatever. I don't know how much it is. Here he's come up. He takes the bins up there. He hauls the scrap metal off. Hell, he even has them cut the cords off of the lamps and everything. Puts that over here and takes it for copper. And he gets all that money free. I mean, y'all should have thought about, well, hell, maybe we could sell the damn scrap and take care of the trash with the scrap that people bring in. And but that's about it. I mean.
Thank you.
Oh, and see, the people vote for y'all, And you're supposed to be actually working for the people, for us. And, you know, we put our trust in y'all to make good decisions, not to rob us, but to make, you're supposed to kind of look after our interest as well as y'all's. And it ain't been done.
And our last speaker that has signed up is Mr. William Houston.
My name is William C. Houston, 640 Murphysville Road, Rural Retreat, Virginia. Like I say, a lot of these people read it in the paper. But let me tell you, anybody taking notes, I don't want any answers. I want y'all to think about it. You got 5 faithful servicemen. They'll tell you everything you want to know about this meeting. Who, what, when, where, and how. My first question is, I don't need an answer. Who brought this to the table? My second is what? Are we low on funds? Or do we need it? Or did we do an audit to see if we needed it? You know, you got to think about this. My next one is when. When was this brought up? What date? Y'all don't have to answer, but think about it tonight. When was this brought up? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 men gonna vote on this? Yeas or nay? I hope we have some good people when you come to vote. Where? Think about it. Where are you all thinking that these people are gonna get the money? You know? Think about it. And how? How it's gonna be done. I've heard all these questions, but nobody has a plan. You know, y'all can't, it's not for answers. You can't explain it. But how is this gonna come into effect? Think about it. You just can't push stuff on people like that. We got a system. I got called up 1990-91 to the Gulf War. 10 months in that 127 degrees. I ask questions. How can you people sell your fuel for 28 cents a gallon? You know what the answer was? The American people are greedy. Tax, tax, tax. I know you all get, how much do you get? You know what the answer, think about it. How much do you all get, the county get for fuel sold in this county? You know? So think about it. Do you actually need it? That's the main thing. Do you need this tax increase? Do you actually need it? It's just something that come up 2 weeks ago. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know that's all the people we have signed up. Is anyone else would like to speak on the public hearing? Hearing none, I will close the public hearing at this time. And now open our other public hearing. Public hearing on amendment to the water usage and management ordinance of Wythe County. Mr. Dalton, is this the?
That's last.
Oh, okay.
No, this was on the bill adjustment.
Oh, yeah, the bill adjustment. Mr. Dalton, would you like to explain? I can't remember exactly on, or Stephen?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'll explain it. The bill adjustment policy is just an amendment to the current ordinance. Basically, it allows for bills shall be adjusted for catastrophic leaks, which are defined as those that are greater than or equal to 4 times the meter volume on a 6-month average volume. Adjustments will be limited, like they are now, to 1 adjustment for every 12 months. However, they will be eligible to be adjusted over a 2 consecutive month billing to take account for leaks due to the timing of repair and billing of the leaks. Adjustments shall be allowed for some subsurface leaks only. However, non-subsurface leaks not immediately visible may be approved by the Wythe County Board of Supervisors Water Committee, so that gives an alternative for the citizens to at least have the board review those. Then the major change that's with this is basically the adjusted rate will be figured out to their average of their 6-month volume, and they will still be paying for the actual cost of the water loss. Currently, we are buying our water from either the town of Whitfield or the Regional Water Authority. When we have a leak, that water cost, which is the cost of the county, is absorbing. In the future, the leak adjustment, if you use 10,000 gallons, you will be paying the billing cost plus a 15% surcharge on top of that to cover the actual cost of the water.
Thank you, Mr. Breyer. I'll now open the meeting up for public comment. Is there anyone in the audience would like to speak about the amendment to the water usage and management ordinance of Wythe County?
On the water in Barron Springs, I've been to all the meetings up in the firehouse up there. And there was some issues brought up. They was talking about taking over Vern Riddle's wells and charging the people if they took over the wells and had to reconsider doing some line work. I just wonder what the deal was over that. You know, Stephen, or anything, what was any more on that part? Are they still going to take over his wells, or?
Mr. Nunn, this don't have anything to do with the ordinance. I will answer.
Oh, okay.
I'll answer your question.
Yeah, all right.
It's in litigation in the court right now.
All right.
When it's heard in the circuit court and Mr. Riddle comes to circuit court, maybe we'll have a solution then.
Okay.
If he willingly turns the wells over to us, then.
Yeah, I just had some questions over that, you know, because the people, you know, it's already got the wells, you know, whether they're going to charge the people that fee, you know, before the other lines come up to it. That was my mostly question over that, you know. But yeah, sorry to bring that up, but
That's okay, Mr. Nunn, but we're working as hard as we can to
Yeah,
get that
okay.
problem resolved down in Barron Springs.
Oh, okay.
And get people down there that's been without
yeah, because I know
water a
they ain't
long
got no
time.
water. People down that lower end, they don't get water until 10 o'clock during the night, you know, sometimes. That's when everybody goes to bed or whatever, you know, but
Okay.
thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Nunn.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else would like to speak on the public hearing? Hearing none, I'll close the public hearing. Mr. Dalton, is there anything else to be brought before the board at this time? Does any other board member have anything to discuss? Hearing none, I'll adjourn this meeting.